Oh, hello, integrals and differentials. It's Donald. Welcome back to my kitchen. And as I said yesterday, this is just a short guide on damage scaling. That's the exact word I said. You're like, what is damage scaling? What I really meant was cards that are stronger than they look. So you look at a card, you see 300 damage. Wow, that is awesome. But, you know, there may be cards that just as strong and just don't have that high of numbers, or so you think. So let's talk about example Velto EX. You've seen it last video. You probably have one of these because they're like pretty much free now. And Evil Ball, 20 damage. Oh, that sucks. Why would I ever want this card? There's 20 more damage for every energy card attached to your opponent's Pokemon and you. So if you had like 10 energies attached to Velto, it does 220 base damage. Got me right there. So that pretty much would knock anything out in existence if you got the energies on there somehow. And there's so many forms of energy acceleration on Last Guide, and you can figure a way out to supercharge your Velto. Now, other cards that have this effect, we have Lugia EX. You're gonna see this card for like years, years, man, because this thing, Arrow Ball, same thing as Velto with 20 less base damage, but it's colorless. You don't have to have dark energies in your deck. You can just throw it into any deck, and this is why it's just so popular. So definitely get one of these. And those are the two cards that have that kind of scaling where you use your active or your opponent's Pokemon's energy to scale off your damage. So there's similar cards like Delphox, only fire energy. Starts out with 50 instead of like 0 or 20 base damage, and has the same similar damage scaling, and it comes with a nice bonus, Mystical Fire. If you're short on cards, it's like, hey Delphox, give me some more cards, and she goes like, here you go, have 6 more cards, kind of like a shaman. So very nice for fire decks. Yeah, you have some nice form of energy solution like Blacksmith. Now we have Aegislash, same scaling ability with metal energy and an EX Pokemon, so you can drop it down right away. And Mighty Shield, nice bonus. And if anybody has a special energy attached to Aegislash, like, ah, you can't hurt me. So double colors energy in most decks. We have Vespa Queen, we have Golurk, and those Pokemons are not going to be able to touch Aegislash without, you know, something else. Now we also have Swampert. Now this guy, he has a nice 2 abilities that make him awesome. Now Hydro Pump, the same similar effect, more water energies, more stronger he becomes. But you can put 2 water energies on a single turn. That's with his Alpha Growth ability. So he can supercharge himself naturally. It has the Diving Search, in which you can look for a card, put it right on top of your deck, and you're going to draw it next turn. Totally awesome if there weren't so many darn bees in the meta. It's pretty sad. Otherwise, this card would make an awesome deck. It would make an awesome deck. It was Carousel Vespa Queen. I'm going to do that. Now, we have Trevenant. He wasn't supposed to be invited to the party, guys, because you saw all those cards. They had something nice like Diving Search or draw more cards. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't. Not even Aegislash is even better. So he's here for completeness only. Don't let me know that, because yeah. Sorry, Trevenant. Now those are cards that scale off with energy. What other scaling there are? And maybe bench Pokemon. So Mega Rayquaza, you may be familiar with this because this is one of the most powerful cards in the meta, because the more bench Pokemon you have, the more damage it does. So if you had a Skyfield Stadium, which right here, 8 bench space, fill up those bench space, 330 times 8, 240 damage. Yeah, that's gonna knock anything out, which makes Rayquaza such a dangerous card. And there are other cards in the family, such as maybe Florges. Only works with Fairy and Grass, but fill up those bench space, 160 damage for 2 energies, which is why Florges is pretty crazy. Now, other cards, hey, yep, Raichu, same effect. Doesn't matter if you're Grass, doesn't matter if you're Fairy, he's not very picky. Just fill up your bench, evolve him, 2 of any energies, and he's good to go. Like a little tinier of the Mega Rayquaza, but still excellent. And finally, we have the Shiftry. Where are you, Shiftry? There you are, Shiftry. And Shiftry is like, you know, your Pokemon counts, but your opponent's Pokemon counts too. So if they filled up their bench, which if you're playing Shiftry, they shouldn't, and you know, you can get 300 more damage because it counts your opponent's Pokemon as well. So the crazy bench scaling, and those are the ones of the bench damage scaling families. Now, what else? We have energy. We have bench Pokemon. Oh, we have a little something similar. We have Mega Gardevoir. And now, those other cards, you have to have the energies attached to your active Pokemon. Mega Gardevoir, don't worry about it. Leave it on the other Pokemon. I got this. So, there's 30 damage for every fairy energy attached to all your Pokemon. And this is better because when Velto goes down, you lose all the energies attached to him. But when Mega Gardevoir goes down, at least, well, you're gonna lose only 3. The others are still on the Pokemon that she needs, so that's much nicer. She's pretty awesome, by the way. Now we have Huntail, the little smaller version, only needs 1 water energy, but for every other energy card attached to your other Pokemon, it can go sky high. 10 energies across, maybe 10 of them on Velto. Just need this 1 energy on Huntail, and you're gonna do 200 damage. So gonna be pretty awesome decks you can make with Huntail. And those are cards that are similar in that family. Now we have some other weird ones where you have to actually discard the card, like Heliolisk. This card lightning energies and does 30 damage. I mean, that's only 10 damage more. Use Gardevoir instead. Like, I don't think you can make this card work right now, but just keep an eye out for it unless something comes back and change. And we also have Barbaracle. Discard as many fighting energies like does 30 damage for discard. Same exact thing, just with fighting, and they can't pull that off too. Now you have Aggron. Discard as many fighting for you Pokemon does 40 damage. Similar thing, but wait. We have where are you? Oh, Camera. There you are. Once during your turn, you may attach a fire or fighting energy onto Camerupt. So those energies you're discarding will work. So actually, Barbaracle, you can pull it off. Aggron, you can even pull it off. And you can Camerupt, Explosive Jet, discard as many fire energies across all your Pokemon, wherever they're attached like that back, like Camerupt, and does 50 damage for all your discards. So this is with Camerupt. He makes all those 3 Pokemons we mentioned work. So, yeah, maybe a cool deck to make with those. Now we have energy scaling. What else are we missing? Night March, Vespiquen. Do we have to talk about that? You know why this thing's dangerous. You meet it all around standard. The more Pokemons in your discard, the stronger it becomes. And because this is so efficient, this is why Vespiquen's been dominating. And with the Night March cards, you've seen it too. The more Night March cards in this card pile, the more damage it does. And there are 12 of them total. This card, maybe 10 of them, 11 of them, that's one-shot potential on EX Pokemons. So, we've got Pokemon discard scaling, all those scalings. What else? Oh, we have Miltank. If you have a stage 2 Pokemon for 1 measly energy, the mighty Miltank will do 80 damage. Adding them must have been 100 damage for 1 energy. You know, even Vespiquen's gotta be worried about this if you got a whole line of Miltank army. So, scales off, well, stage 2 Pokemons. Doesn't really scale, you just actually have to have 1. We have something weird. If you haven't seen 96 Creative's video, which I'll put in the description, she uses this Blissey where she gets lots of damage on her bench Pokemon, uses Tender Vengeance, and knocks out like a Mega Rayquaza EX. So scales up the damage on all your Pokemon, and of course there are ways to make it work, like she did. And also we have Whimsicott. Pretty much same thing. Move all damage counters of one of your bench Pokemon and put it on the active. Pretty scary if one of your bench Pokemon is really wood. So potentially might make good deck just like a Blissey would. And we're almost done, guys. The last one we got to talk about is the retreat cost scaling. So say that there was a Goodra, just 20 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon for each of its retreat costs. So you're like, you know, maybe 1, 2, 3 is average. So we gotta rig that retreat cost up. We're gonna use 4 Mucks because you can have 4 of them, and for every Muck sets up your Pokemon except Team Aqua's, which nobody plays Team Aqua Pokemon because you've never seen that, right? 1 more retreat cost on everybody, and if you have the stadium, that's a total of 5 retreat costs on everybody. So now Goodra is gonna be sniping stuff for 100 damage once everything is totally set up. And you don't have to use Goodra, who's the stage 2. You could also use Forretress. When you evolve it, it does 10 damage to everybody and has the same attack. Iron Crash, you can't like pick off bench Pokemon with it, but same type of deal. Now you also have the bigger HP Bear Tick, 130 damage. Igloo Hold, same attack, it's a little bit tougher, and you get the Mountain Drop, which does 120 damage if you got Stadium. Everybody runs Stadium, and it's not weak to grass, so those fast quick wings have a little bit of trouble taking them out. And is that everything? I've gone through everything. Congratulations if you made it to this point, guys. So this is just a short guide on maybe fun cards you can make a deck out with. Now tomorrow I have Lucario. It's coming back because that is one of my favorite decks, and I think it's still competitive, very competitive. So that's coming for tomorrow, and I'll see you Wednesday, guys. Bye bye.